Hey everybody, Cat here. Well, it's been a heck of a week with Spare being leaked, early release in Spain. Everybody's jumped on translations, and we've been fed some very salacious stuff over the last few days. It's out officially now, and more is going to be coming out. In my last video, I had mentioned what I thought would be the most dangerous thing would be Harry's assertions about his disquiet about the official story of his mother's death in the accident in the tunnel. And indeed, he does mention this in the book. He does mention that he doesn't believe the official story. He mentions he's had some, investigations into it himself. Indeed. And I thought that this would be the most troublesome thing that he could stir up. Not a chance. I mean, we've been reading about, his sex life, his drug use, before and after children were born. It seems to continue. Lies and contradicting his story from one to the next. The interviews, yeah, in one interview, Camilla is a villain. The next day, in another interview, oh, he has compassion for her. It's typical. It's typical of these two. But the most dangerous thing that Harry, so far, we're going to hear more out of this book. No doubt there's going to be even more revelations. But the most dangerous thing so far has been his admission that he killed 25 Taliban fighters during his tours in Afghanistan. Not that I necessarily believe this, because I don't believe he really actually saw action. As we know, he had more Gurkha guards guarding him while he was in Afghanistan than his whole troop. So, who's to say? But the admission of this, first of all, it's enraged fellow soldiers. They don't talk about their kill counts. They certainly don't brag about their kill counts. And if it's something they discuss quietly and privately within their group, they certainly don't put that kind of stuff out in the public domain. And it seems to me, where was the legal department in all of this? Are things like military operations and kill counts and that kind of thing? I would have thought that the legal department wouldn't have allowed that in the book. That's just me. I might be wrong. But he's enraged. The army, the government, people all around the world, fellow soldiers. Uh, excuse me, and the Taliban. The Taliban has come out and, said he should be charged with war crimes for killing 25 people. Now, that's never going to happen. But if Harry and Meghan thought that they faced, terror from the tabloids and the paparazzi, they have no idea the can of snakes that they have opened up. They think they had security problems then. Well, we know it was all contrived, but they've got real considerable problems now. Just look at Salman Rushdie. In the 80s, he wrote a book called The Satanic Verses that upset the Islamic community so badly they put a fatwa on his head. That means a license to kill. And it took them over 35 years. Just a few months ago, while he was doing a lecture in New York in an open air stage, he was attacked and stabbed. These people don't forget. 35 years it took him. And they got him. He didn't die, but he's been horribly, horribly injured. I think he lost the use of an eye and perhaps a hand. Terrible injuries. So what Harry has set himself up now is constantly gotta be worried about an attack against him and his family and the royal family. Think of it, we've got a coronation coming up in like 4 months. What a perfect opportunity to stage some kind of a terror attack. The security around an event like that is huge anyway. This just even adds even more problems to it. Now, we don't even know if Harry and Meghan are going to be going to the coronation. We understand that plans have been changed as now, like at the Queen's coronation, all the lords took their turn and pledged their fealty to the Queen one by one, and there was thousands of them. The whole thing took, I think, 9 hours or something from beginning to end. This coronation is going to be shorter. Apparently Charles is not going to demand all of them to do that. Only, I think, Prince William, as the heir, will have to kneel and pledge the oath. And I think that's, just to cut things down a bit. All the lords, I think, when they're back in Parliament, they will do it, within the chamber or something like that. And what it also does, should Harry show up, and of course, Andrew may be there as well, it gives them a pass. They won't have to pledge an oath towards the king in public. It's a bit of a safe face-saving gesture on the king's part toward Andrew and Harry, should they show up. But I don't think Harry should show up. I don't think he deserves to be there. Not after what he's done. Not after everything he's said. These interviews, this book, the terrible way that he speaks of everyone. I mean, the guy, all those drugs have gone to his head. I don't know. And from the sounds of it, he, in one part of the book, he's talking about smoking a joint, while Archie's having a nap or something, so recently. This isn't ancient history. Oh, yeah, I used to do drugs, but I'm all better now. Well, and we've seen those dilated pupils in the interviews and things. The guy is a lunatic. He's a very troubled man. He's a very broken man. I believe he's a very sick man. And Meghan is egging him on. This is not going to end well. This is not going to end well. Some of the revelations in this book, the whole miscarriage, coming out of the hospital with the contents of the miscarriage in a little package, and apparently they drove across straight lines with human remains, buried them under a tree. I mean, first of all, that's all highly illegal. And I don't think the hospital anybody would have handed him over anything like that. They know it's illegal too. I mean, this is a Fig Newton of their imagination. There we go. It ain't true. He's made it up. That sounds like a Megan story. You can see her influence in that one. It didn't happen. It couldn't have happened. Highly illegal. The hospital never would have done that. And for them to put that into the book to evoke some kind of sympathy just shows how nuts they both are. From everything that I've heard so far, excerpts from the book, and we're going to hear more. That's my biggest takeaway, is these two are absolute lunatics, and they're dangerous. And something's got to be done. Charles has to, like I said before, strip them of their HRH. He's got to, I think he should strip Harry of his British citizenship. Don't let him come back. You're a traitor. Look what you've done. Harry, and either he doesn't understand what he's done, or he's such a vile person that he just doesn't care. Either way, not the kind of guy you want to have around. Something's got to be done. And now that the book is out as of today, we're just going to be spoon-fed more and more and more of this. I was going to buy the book, but I'm not going to now. There's enough people online that are covering it and that are doing a much thorough job that we can just sit back and talk about it. Well, have a great day, everybody. Leave me your comments. Let me know what you think is the biggest revelation you've heard so far. Let's keep this conversation going. Take care, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.